day and good morning. It's been really grey here. It should be the mid winter, but it's plus 5 degrees Celsius and rainy. But there's really nice thing to do outdoors if it's a little bit crappy weather, and it's making the fire and spending time with the fire. So I came here outdoors making fire. We have actually in Finland own word for this thing. It's tulistelu, and it means like the activity to go do the fire and do something with it. So I will now in this video talk about making the fire. Basically 3 different ways what I use. And this is not any primitive technology. Did I say it right? And it's not any like a bushcrafting skills, how to do everything from the scratch. This is the things what you really need in the real life. And it's really nice knowledge to make fire with the fire steel, gather branches from the forest and maybe do a fire drill. But we don't go to that in this time. So if you are watching this video because you want to know how the blow drill works, maybe you should take another video or something. So this is the skill you need when you're actually outdoors. Yeah. If you ask a Finn that can you make a fire, I bet that almost everybody tells you that yeah, of course I can. And I bet they can also. But usually in these lean-to shelters you find a lot of old newspapers, paper and carbon. Even in here I can show you. It's full this kind of paper. It's moist. It doesn't burn. It's really crappy. And you don't actually need any ignition cheat codes. Just dry wood. And that's enough. You don't need that paper, and actually that paper it's terrible. You don't use that. Don't ever use it, and don't ever leave it in the shelters because it's trash. The animals take it, and then it's every place. It's just disaster. Don't do it. And no problems. I can show you how to do it, and this is my way to do it. There is everybody do it in a different way. This is only my way. And I usually use 3 different ways, I could say, and it depends what I'm going to do with the fire, because I'm not making the fire just to having fun. It's always some kind of reason. So maybe usually one reason is to make coffee, and that is what I'm going to do today. And another reason is to make food. Then I make the fire a little bit differently. And the third is when I'm camping in the wilderness, that I need the warmth, and I have the fire going there like maybe a couple of hours or something. So if I'm in the wilderness and I want to get a lot of heat, then the trick is usually to put a lot of long, big, really thick woods under on the floor, on the ground, and then starting to build fire there, and it's starting to burn from the top down. And when the fire is and the heat is going down, then you have some firewood under there, and finally you get really warm fire. If you just put a big pile of wood, you can get the big nice flames, but it's not warming so much. And if I make food, then I have some kind of rocks, and I think where I put my pots and how many pots I need and how the heat comes from the fire. But now I'm making the basic fire, and the gear what you need for that, usually it's enough when you have matches, and I have it in a waterproof bag. And yeah, by the way, I came here with the bicycle, so I have this Oakley bag. This is waterproof already. I really love these guys. It's so easy to have this kind of trips because I can have everything in there. It's not in my back, it's not moisturing my back, and it's waterproof. I have these in different sizes at home. I have 4 cases, these saddlebags, and I can put you a link in the description, so let's not go there. But you need something what you make the fire. I use matches, you can use a lighter, you can use fire steel, whatever, but this works for me. And making the fire is a little bit art for me, so I love when I have the match and I do the fire and have the smell and stuff like that. And that's the main reason I don't use the lighter, and they're not so always the best. Then you need a knife. And with these two guys, of course firewood. And permission to make the fire, okay. But with these two guys you can make the fire. And this is really big knife. I made this myself. It's a little bit like Laplander leuku. And with this big knife you can also chop the firewood and make really nice feathers. This is usually enough. But when I'm this kind of trips, I have here warmer jacket. I don't need it now, but I could put that under this shell jacket and under, because that guy doesn't like fire. It burns through there and it looks crappy after that. But this shell jacket is protecting. It's really nice. Then sometimes I have, sometimes I don't have. I have axe. This is actually really beautiful vintage axe. It is Bilnes 14.2, I think. Yeah, quite rare. This is maybe early 1920 or something like that. It's really old vintage axe. And as I said, I will make coffee. I don't want to just play around here. So obviously I have water. 1 liter is usually enough for me, so there's a little bit to drink. And also coffee water and maybe a little bit to clean the pot. Coffee is nice to have. Sometimes I forget that, or then I can forget my kuksa. Yeah, we always need a kuksa. Then I have my breakfast here. And the coffee pot. Really nice thing to have. I have it in a plastic bag because you can see it's black like something. And usually I have the matches inside here, and I have a fire steel and maybe fire starters also and stuff like that. But not this time. So this is what you need. Let's do it. Okay, so basically I want to have the bigger woods under everything. So if I want to burn the fire really long time, I put these big guys under there and start putting bigger ones on the top. But this time I'm not going to spend so much time here, so I need only a little bit smaller woods. So I could chop this with the big knife. And actually when I have the knife, I have a trick. I have a carabiner here, so I can always take the knife off and on without taking the belt off. So yeah, let's see. This wood also always depends how it cracks. It's about how many branches there is, what kind of tree is it. This is pine tree, and it looks a little bit that it doesn't crack so nicely than usually. But let's try it. So what I basically want here is 3 different sizes of firewood. Bigger ones, a little bit smaller ones, and then the feathers that I use for ignition. And as I said, I can use this my knife also. I can put it on the tree, take another tree, and then chop it. The strength of this pine tree is going a little bit all over the place, so it's not so beautiful firewood. But it doesn't matter, it's not a beauty competition like the feathers. You don't need to make those like really beautiful, because the purpose is to having the fire working. It is art, but you don't have to do everything perfect every time. Yeah, now I have here different sizes of wood, and I can start putting the firewood there. But the principle is that you need some things to get the fire. You need first the firewood, then you need the air, and you need the heat. So that's why I'm going to show my way how I put the firewood. It gets a lot of air, it burns easily, you don't have to be poking it all the time with the stick, but poking with the stick is maybe the nicest thing you can do in the fire, but this is an easier way to do it. Yeah, I show you how you do it. Oh, one more thing. If you find something wet wood or something, you can put that under the fireplace here. In the wilderness it helps that the ground doesn't burn, and in here I probably warm up the firewood for the next person's too. So I will start to put the fire here. I can find here is a lot of trash and leftover wood from someone, so we can actually burn all of these. And usually I clean up the fireplaces and make firewoods the next person's, so that you should do also. And here is some wet wood. I don't know about that guy. Here's a poking stick for us. No need to make our own. So the idea is to make crosses here. I flattened this a little bit. So I put one wood like this, another one in here, and here. Now we have a cross pattern here, and can continue this higher and higher up all the time. Now when I have those crosses there, I have ready here some smaller wood what I can put, but I will continue this with the feather ones. You can see it's a cross also. So let's put it in there. Then the smaller woods, what I said, let's make a cross again. Now I can make in it 3 piles, something in the hole there. So this way it gets a lot of air. Oh yeah. Then I get the feathers. The more you spend time for doing this, or more sure you can be that it's starting to burn. So you don't want to cheat here. Also I have the Leatherman. This guy I could use also for the making the feathers, but I have noticed that when you use this Leatherman a little bit longer, it starts to hurt your fingers, so it's not the best knife for this. But yeah, in this point you want to have smaller guys here waiting when it gets the fire. Okay, now I'm leaving that to burn for a while, and the fire will go down eventually. I will feed it a little bit with these sticks, and then let's see, I can show you how to make the cowboy coffee. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty, let's make the cowboy coffee. So this is really easy thing to make. If you can boil water, you can make coffee. If you want to have some specific amount of coffee, good thing is to make, if you want to have 2 cups. 1, 2, and a little bit more. If you have bottle where you have these markings, you can see now I had half liter there. So next time you know that you need half liter of water. Then you just take this guy to the fire. Really easy. And I usually have coffee in this kind of waterproof bag also. So sometimes those open. And when you go to the fire and you have knife, take first aid kit or at least bandages with you. Not that I never need one, but someone could have or need. So I have coffee coming, I have my self-made breakfast. I will first boil this water all the way that it's boiling. Gloves, or I usually have a fire glove, but I have this time my bicycle glove. This is working also, it's leather. So it was boiling, and now I put some coffee in there. This is something you have to try out also to figure out how much coffee you actually need here. I hope that is okay. Closing the lid. I'm a little bit boiling it now, and then it's ready. Alright, now I dropped some water there. Now I did put the coffee pot to the warm place, not hot but warm, and it can wait there like 5-10 minutes, and after that it's ready to enjoy. And this is usually the best moment in the hiking trips also, having the coffee and some sport drinks at the camp. Yeah, so it's this easy, and big experience for a lot of people. We Finns do this all the time, of course not everybody, but this is what I love the most. This is so great. This shelter is actually, I think I did bicycle here like 10 minutes or something, so really close for us. And now I can enjoy the fire a little bit here. It's warming me up all the way here. I did find out the firewood what I used is was a little bit wet, but eventually it started to burn really good. It was really close to have a catastrophic situation here. I'm making a tutorial video about making a fire, but I can't make it myself. So when you have that situation that it really doesn't burn so well, it's wet wood, then you just split it smaller and smaller and smaller. And when you split it to really small pieces, you can burn quite wet wood also, or fresh wood I should say. Yeah, now I will enjoy my life a little bit here. I will cut out the video now, and Let's see you in the next video.